Hey there, everyone. I'm King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. Happy Wednesday to all of you. It's starting to heat up outside. It's just comfortable, and it's really more comfortable today, tomorrow, possibly Friday. Then we start to get into the real heat later on into the weekend. Plenty of sunshine out there, too. We're going to keep that around for the next 7, maybe 10 days. We got a few records to talk about here coming up in just a bit. But first, a look outside as to what we're seeing. That sunshine there at West Florida. Not a whole lot changing there. Not a whole lot really changing as you go up the coast as well. La Push looking nice, bright, and sunny. Into the mountains, there's going to be a lot of sunshine. Things are going to warm up there. We're going to melt quite a bit of that snow here into the weekend. You can see the parking lot already has some of that snow melting, and Hurricane Ridge also a decent amount of snow melting away. We'll melt quite a bit of it more here as we go on into the weekend and early next work week. And we'll do the same as Stevens Pass too. So those areas into the higher elevations that are seeing the snow melting, expect more of a rapid melt as we get our temperatures to start to climb a bit more, because we still have the air mass that's relatively, again, comfortable. 60s, lower 70s showing up across the west coast. Now definitely warmer than where we were earlier into the week, and definitely warmer in comparison to yesterday. As you can see, our numbers are up by about 5 to 10 degrees here, getting into about, what are we, about the 2 o'clock hour. So that puts a lot of our numbers in the mid to upper 60s. There will be a few 70s out there in SeaTac Airport. That might be one spot that gets up to 70 later this afternoon before we start to fall back into the 40s later into the night and start off chilly tomorrow, but then warm up nicely by tomorrow afternoon into the mid 70s. Now check out the records. They're going to be really close on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's your best bet of maybe breaking a record here. The record comes back down to 85 degrees. 90 is our forecast on Monday, and if we hit 90 on Monday, that'll be the earliest we've ever hit 90 degrees in a calendar year. The record back in 2008 on May the 17th. So we're going to break it by a few days. All right, big picture. We're looking at the radar view. You can see some showers heading down into more of the Arklatex area. We're talking Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, and then also some showers and storms up this way, but generally across the Cascades and farther east across the states. Now, as we zoom out, you'll see that area of high pressure. We've been talking about that here throughout the week. As that moves overhead, that will be the catalyst to really help to develop a lot of the heat that we're expecting later on here into the week. And there it is. It's just off of the coast of California. It's going to be nosing its way farther to the north here as we go throughout the next few days. As far as what happens out ahead of it, we're still talking about generally pretty quiet conditions. Just more of a few passing clouds as we go on here into the night and into early Thursday. That's 9 o'clock there. You can see plenty of sunshine. And then I think we'll do it again as far as some of the showers, possibly a few storms across the eastern side of the state, but less of a likelihood. We'll go into Thursday night, Friday, sunshine here to come. And as I said this before, 7 to maybe 10 days straight of just sunshine is on the way. So no big changes when it comes to that. Now back to the high pressure system. It's moving overhead. It's going to head up here into the Pacific Northwest. And as it continues northward, here we are Friday. It's just getting into place. So that's when we really start to warm up and we start to get more of those 80s back in the forecast. Now it's more overhead and really setting up shop on Saturday. So expect temperatures in the mid to upper 80s in a few locations, and then as it moves a little farther to the north, what you're going to get is more of that offshore flow. And with the flow coming in more from off that land mass as opposed to from off of the water, that is really going to heat things up. We get those descending air, those descending winds that come off of the Cascades, and that really helps to warm things up here for western Washington, as opposed to getting the air off of the Pacific, which would be more of a moderator for us. So those days, Sunday and Monday, are going to be your hottest days, and we possibly could even keep that around into Tuesday too. Your forecast today, we top off in the mid to upper 60s for some of our inland locations. I think we're talking more 50s to low 60s for some of our island communities. Now, as you go farther south, you'll see some highs around the lower 70s, like in Bellevue, Redmond up to 72, 70 in Paulsbo, and 70 in Kingston, and even farther south of that, we'll see a few more 70s in Puyallup and in Yelm, 71 in Shelton, upper 60s around Enumclaw and in Eatonville. Then your lows tonight, we do dip down into the 40s again, so another chilly start heading into Thursday morning before we warm up into the mid 70s by the afternoon. Sunshine and 80s expected by Friday, a lot more 80s and sunshine on throughout the weekend, and then yeah, the couple of hot days that we're really expecting to possibly break some records are going to be Sunday and Monday. That does include Mother's Day. I know you might have to plan something indoors for Mom if she's not really a fan of the heat, because it's definitely going to be around. And you saw that opportunity of maybe a pop-up storm on the day on Monday, which is expected to be our hottest day. That could play a role as far as whether or not we get up to 90 degrees. If we get a few more of those clouds in place, maybe a quick storm, especially right over the airport, that can limit some of our temperatures and also limit some of the heat that we might see here across parts of western Washington. So it might not be a bad thing for a few of us if we do get this chance to see some of that rain move its way on through. But mentally prepare for it as we get closer to the weekend and into the start of next work week. This long stretch of heat is going to be something that we haven't seen in a while. Of course, something that I'm sure a lot of us can handle. But if you're going to try to get out in any water, remember it's really cold. We're still talking about a lot of water temperatures in the lower 50s into parts of western Washington. So you don't want your body to go into shock if you go from the extreme heat into that very cold water. But everybody enjoy the tranquil weather we still have. Pretty comfortable today and tomorrow. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.